Have you ever wondered why people say one thing, but do the complete opposite? Why someone promises to change but keeps repeating the same old habits? Or why we sometimes act in ways that even we can't explain? The truth is, our actions are rarely guided by pure logic. They're shaped by powerful, invisible forces inside our brain. Forces that evolved millions of years ago to help us survive, not to make sense in the modern world. From ancient instincts to emotional triggers we don't even notice, our every choice is quietly influenced by hidden mental patterns. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating science behind human behavior, why we do what we do, even when it defies reason. You'll discover how your brain's hidden systems, tiny chemical messengers, and subconscious drives control everything from your habits to your relationships. By the end, you'll not only understand others better, you'll finally understand yourself on a whole new level. Most of us like to think we're in control, that every choice we make is deliberate. But science says otherwise. Neuroscientist Benjamin Libet discovered something astonishing. Our brain makes a decision up to 7 seconds before we're even aware of it. That means your conscious mind isn't the driver. It's more like the narrator, explaining choices that were already made deep in your subconscious. Think about it. Ever grabbed your phone for no reason, opened an app, and then realized you didn't even know why? That wasn't you deciding. That was your brain seeking a tiny dopamine reward. It's like your body's autopilot kicked in, leaving your logical mind to catch up later. Once you realize how much of your behavior is automated, it becomes clear true self-control starts with awareness, not willpower. Emotions come first, logic comes later. Neuroscience proves it. The emotional brain, especially the amygdala, reacts milliseconds before the rational part even wakes up. This means we don't think our way into emotions, we feel our way into thoughts. That's why anger, jealousy, or fear can completely hijack reason. Picture this. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and instantly your chest tightens, your hands clench, and you shout before you can think. Moments later, you justify it. He disrespected me. But that's your brain rationalizing a primal instinct to assert dominance, a leftover survival mechanism from our tribal ancestors. When you understand that emotions drive your first reactions, you gain a powerful advantage, the ability to pause, reflect, and act intentionally instead of impulsively. So why do we keep doing things that make us feel good for a moment but empty afterward? The answer lies in dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. But here's the catch. Dopamine doesn't create happiness. It creates wanting. Your brain evolved to chase rewards, not to enjoy them. That's why you keep refreshing social media, checking notifications, or eating just one more snack. Each tap, click, or bite sends your brain a tiny promise of pleasure. The anticipation itself, not the result, triggers dopamine. It's the same system that kept our ancestors searching for food or mates, now hijacked by modern tech and fast dopamine hits. When you realize this, you can start taking back control. The goal isn't to stop wanting, it's to want the right things, the ones that truly matter long-term. Humans are social mirrors we copy without realizing it. Inside your brain are mirror neurons that activate not just when you do something, but when you see someone else do it. That's why yawning is contagious, and why spending time with anxious people can make you anxious too. Imagine walking into a room where everyone's laughing. You start smiling without even knowing why. Or talking to a stressed friend, and suddenly you feel tense. That's emotional contagion in action. These subconscious imitations are how we build trust, empathy, and belonging. But they also mean that your environment shapes your state of mind far more than you think. Surround yourself with negativity, and your brain literally mirrors it. Choose your company wisely, your neurons are listening. Every action we take hides a motive beneath it, often one we don't consciously recognize. Freud believed our unconscious desires drive behavior, but modern psychology suggests something even deeper. We act to protect our identity and social standing. We all want to feel significant, safe, and seen. That's why people chase validation, not just through likes or compliments, but through subtle behaviors. A person who constantly posts busy life updates might not crave attention, but reassurance that their life matters. Someone who argues online might be defending their sense of self-worth more than their opinion. When we look beneath the surface, every behavior, even self-sabotage, makes sense in its own emotional logic. We don't act randomly. We act to maintain who we believe we are. Much of what we do every day isn't a conscious decision, it's habit. Research from Duke University shows that about 40 of our actions happen on autopilot. Habits form through a simple loop: cue, routine, reward. The brain loves them because they save energy and create predictability. Picture this: you're bored, cue. You grab your phone, routine, and that little hit of dopamine makes you feel engaged, reward. Repeat this enough and the pattern becomes automatic. The scary part? Your brain doesn't care whether a habit helps or harms you, it just wants efficiency. But that's also the opportunity. Once you recognize your loops, you can redesign them. Replace scrolling with reading. Swap late-night snacks for a short walk. Every habit you rewrite is a piece of your subconscious you reclaim. Here's a mind-bending thought. What if free will isn't as free as we think? Neuroscientists like Sam Harris argue that every choice we make stems from factors we don't control. Our genetics, upbringing, and environment. Your preferences, fears, and impulses were shaped long before you became aware of them. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. Awareness gives you a window to change the pattern. You didn't choose your cravings or temper, but you can choose how to respond. Think of it like this: you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Once you realize that freedom exists not in controlling your instincts, but in observing them without being ruled by them, you begin to act with genuine intention, maybe for the first time. Humans are wired for connection. Thousands of years ago, survival depended on belonging to a group. Rejection meant danger. That's why social pain activates the same brain regions as physical pain. It's also why people conform, even when it goes against their beliefs. Think of someone in a group who disagrees silently but nods along to avoid conflict. That's conformity bias. From fashion trends to political views, much of what we believe is influenced by the tribe we want to belong to. The social brain doesn't just seek truth, it seeks approval. But once you realize that, you can start asking yourself, am I doing this because I want to, or because I want to fit in? That question alone can set you free. Quick question for you. Have you ever done something that completely went against your values, and later thought, why did I even do that? Drop your story in the comments. You'll be amazed how many others have done the same thing, for the exact same hidden reasons. Once you understand the machinery behind your actions, you can start changing it. Self-awareness activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that lets you override instinct. It's like turning on the light in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see the pattern instead of being trapped inside it. Next time you reach for your phone, pause and ask yourself, what am I trying to feel right now? That single question interrupts the loop. When you reflect, journal, or meditate, you train your mind to recognize the cues driving your behavior. Awareness doesn't erase your impulses. It gives you the power to choose differently. The more you practice noticing, the freer you become. Every action we take, from love to anger, success to self-sabotage, has a reason buried deep in our wiring. We're not random. We're programmed by biology, psychology, and experience. But once you learn the code, you can rewrite it. The next time you ask yourself, why did I do that? Remember, it's not weakness, it's your human design at work. Understanding that truth is the beginning of mastery. Because when you understand the mind, you don't just change behavior, you transform your life. If this video opened your eyes to how the brain secretly controls us, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're just getting started on decoding the human mind.